Hello, everybody. Welcome to the super professional Powerful Truth Angels podcast network, television show, radio program extravaganza, motherfucking network and podcast. We're here live with the one and only GK1.
It's me, GK.
GK.
Yes.
Thanks for I was about to say thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, no problem. Got you.
I'm so fucking fried.
Thanks for coming through. Yeah.
No, it's always good to see you. You came here all the way from across the country,
Philadelphia,
just to get some hugs.
The only reason. That's the only reason. Yeah.
He's on a hug tour.
Yeah, it's almost over. I've done pretty good. I'm up to like 50 hugs.
He's a big GK's a big giving up the flowers early type of guy. You know, give him away. Wait a minute, before we go anywhere.
Oh, okay.
We got to discuss something. Since you're located in Philly.
Yep.
What is going on with Meek Mill?
It's some weird shit.
He looked all sad.
I'm not a fan of him anyway because he's done weird shit before.
Like, what kind of weird shit did he do?
Well, he did this like, and this is like totally dumb and unrelated, but like there's, you know the kind of graffiti writer that like paints for like a full month and they go fucking ape shit, and like they could be like a weird normie type person. They pick a funny word. There was a dude, like a construction worker guy in South Philly, who wrote Acorn.
Yeah.
And just went on a tear for like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Like he got possessed.
Yeah, he got possessed. He was like,
Yeah.
and you know, like he didn't know the etiquette of graffiti, what you write on, what you don't.
Yeah,
And he tagged a bunch of property.
Yeah.
And one of the properties was Meek Mill's mom's house, her grandma's house or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And then like he got online and was like, you know, help me find this guy. And then he like pressed charges against the guy, and the guy like I think he went to prison.
He pressed charges?
And yeah, I thought the streets were supposed to talk. He just let the fucking courts talk.
That is interesting. So
yeah.
Meek's got some holes in his story.
I guess.
His defense was like, I saw it early when it all started happening. You know, and he's like, he said some defense like, I love juicy pussy too much or something. I was like,
that was his defense?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm going to use that defense for everything. Anytime I get in trouble again.
It's a wild defense. I'm like, you need to just.
Well, hey, you know.
Yeah. It's a little too.
Get caught shoplifting. They're like, why?
Yeah.
And you're like.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, shout out to Meek Mill and whatever he's up to. And like, look, I don't know what's going on. You know.
Yeah, who knows, right?
You just don't know. You don't know what's what.
Yeah, but there's weird photos, and you like piece them together, and it paints a picture.
The picture of him with the ashy knees in the pool with the chicken strips is pretty good. That one's pretty damn.
Or the matching outfit with Puffy.
Yeah,
that one's pretty silly.
And Puffy, where he's in the pool, and Puffy's like, "Get him, daddy," and Meek's just like,
he's like, "I got it."
I mean, yeah. Again, like he's just behind the curtain of all these things. You just don't know what's really happening. Like, you know, you find out like the most seemingly like cuddly rapper in the world is like a fucking murderer.
Seemingly.
Okay. And then you find out the most dangerous looking dude ever is just like completely fraudulent.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
It's the way it works, right? Yeah. You never know. You never know who's what and what's where, especially in music. Kat, Can you do me a quick favor when you get a chance? Will you fill up that white water bottle behind my monitor with water, please? So anyways, GK is in town.
Yep.
He's visiting. I saw you. I knew you were in town.
Yes.
But
I came here for a podcast.
I lost track. Yeah. Which podcast was that?
UTI has a podcast.
So it's funny because he comes to town for the UTI podcast. Mm-hmm. I have to track him down. He doesn't want to come on PTA. The Crew podcast.
Not true.
Okay. So you told me you were coming.
You forgot.
I forgot. I didn't forget. I had a vague concept that you were out here, but there's a lot going on. And then I got refreshed when I saw some photos.
I did graffiti.
I saw some.
Yeah.
You're very.
On the freeway.
I saw some graffiti on the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a sick roll call. And then I saw some pictures of some homies having a few beers. I was like, oh shit, everyone's out here. Well, not everyone, but two of the guys.
Yeah.
Two of my guys.
Yeah. It's been fantastic. It's both through Vilk and I, we live far away and we don't get to see our friends and crews as much as we'd like to.
Yeah.
And it feels really fucking nice. And you forget how awesome and lucky we are to have people like this that we're connected to.
To have homies.
Yeah, real homies.
Yeah. Alloy was over here the other day. We're helping him put together some stuff for his union.
Cool.
So, you know, whatever. Alloy's the best.
Yeah, he's around. He's a very social guy.
Yeah. He's a solid.
Except when he's on a podcast.
Yeah.
He gets quiet.
Yeah. It's all fucking fun and games until the microphones come on.
So our crews used to frequent 2 yards more than anything, Motor and Venice. And they were isolated enough that you couldn't like really drive up in there with a car.
Yeah.
So you had to walk up on these spots. I remember like walking up to like Venice, the pit.
Yeah.
And there'd be like, no exaggerating, like 80 K-dubs in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd just be like, let's go get pizza or something. I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
You know, or like, and we get caught slipping at fucking, at Motor.
Yeah.
You know, because the tunnel was there.
Yeah.
And there were fist fights and people got shot at.
Oh,
and
yeah.
People won fights and lost fights. And,
yeah. That was,
you know,
it's like you're entering a time warp into like Lord of the Flies, Stand By Me, No Man's Land. It's like you enter, like when you enter a yard as a kid, you're in an alternate
got butterflies
universe.
in your stomach, man. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know, it's, especially Motor with the tunnel. Like you have to walk up through the thing, then there's a human shit, and then you go through the tunnel. You're in an alternate universe. There's no cops.
And it's dark in the
There's no law. Yeah. And anything can happen, and it did.
Yeah.
And you would hear stories about like, you know, I remember like Ace. I heard that Ace from West Coast like stuck something up some kid's butt. You hear that? You ever hear that? Or not Ace. Bulldog.
Tell me more.
It's the rumors. Some kid got
There's photos.
a bead string shoved up his ass or something. I'm sure it got exaggerated,
And
right?
they twisted the bottom of
Yeah, because there's no way that's going in someone's ass. It's too rigid. It's too. There's no. I don't see it happening. But maybe it did. Who knows?
Okay, sure.
Or you know, or I don't know if that's true. So whoever's name I said, I don't want beef. I'm too old. I don't want any problems. Right. But then like then there was obviously like I probably talked about this 10 times on the show, but when Finn took human shit and wrote shit on Alon's piece,
Yeah.
before we knew each other, and
There's a lot of poop at this yard.
a lot of shit, a lot of dog,
And like it was like it would get, if it rained, that place would be so fucking muddy.
So terrible.
I remember we went there once, Saber and like
oh
a
god,
couple
it was
other
so
people.
mucky.
Yeah, and it was raining, and we ran into this crew that we kind of had a problem with, and then Saber had to like fight this person, and it's like fighting in the mud. So like everyone's like slipping.
Who?
Just like
Can you say off
tagger
camera?
crew.
Oh, okay.
So you got to fight, and there's like blood and mud, and you know, it was like I was like, there's no one to rescue you.
No, there's
At
no,
that point.
there's no getting no.
You
There's
know,
no
like
rescue.
you got to deal with it.
Yeah,
one
there's
way or
no
another.
like, there's not
Unless
gonna
you can run really fast. You know?
Yeah, it's not you're getting a fight and like hope that someone on the street breaks.
But there
it
were
up.
times where there were fights, and like you'd be in there, and there'd be like 30 tag bangers, and like none of them are more than 5 feet tall.
Yeah,
and they have gigantic clothes on.
Yeah,
and I remember we went in there
and they
one
have
time.
25s, and they fucking.
And then I was gonna say, so it's like there's these long walls in this corridor. So it's like there were times where they would let off, and the fucking bullets are like ricocheting off walls,
banging
and
around
you're
the
just
tunnel.
like God, like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. Super insane. That was before all those guys got cracked down on by you know.
Well, it was sort of like a brief moment in history. It's like a sort of a cancer in the graffiti scene. We had this like vibrant, active, youth-based culture in LA, and it got too big for its own britches.
Well, the gangs were like, you guys are.
Well, the gangs were
like, wait a minute, you guys are technically a gang. That's not going to work for us. So
yeah, you're in our neighborhood.
They would be like, guess what? You're all in the neighborhood now. They're like, wait a minute, we want to do graffiti. And like, nope, now you're gangbanging.
Yeah, and conveniently, a lot of these 3-letter crews turned into 3-letter gangs.
Yeah.
And and it's funny though. So it's like that was definitely a moment in history where like, you know, the demographic graffiti writers were like teenagers, maybe early 20s.
Yeah.
And then like they're like, we need to grow up and gangbang.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the next step. Like no more writing on walls.
Yeah, depending on where you grew up. I mean,
but then a lot of these guys, they came full circle, and they, you know, like obviously that gang life is tough to deal with day to day, and a lot of people die and go to jail, and some of them found their way back to graffiti. Yeah, you know, there's a handful of these crews that like, you know, cross that line and then they cross back over, and I never thought they would. Some of them are gone forever. Yeah, you know, but some of them are back.
Some of them are back now as graffiti crews.
Yeah, and they're really
active. Graffiti crew to gang to graffiti crew.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, and there were some of them that like some of the graffiti crews really operated like they were almost like a gang.
I mean, we're cousins, basically.
Yeah, cousins. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it depends on where the guys that started the crew were from,
and there's that too. Yeah.
And then they just, you know, the thing about our crew is like we're made of so many, like for some reason we were one of the most spread out non-geographic crews. Like, you know, some crews would have like a neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas like we were everything.
West Side, Orange County, Valley,
West Side,
Canal Valley.
Yeah, we had everything.
Yeah.
And I remember like, yeah, it's funny too. And like I think that people like would make assumptions. They'd be like, I heard everyone AWR is from fucking Orange County. I'm like, fuck that. I'm from fucking Venice. I'm not from Orange County.
I think people thought all of us were rich too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Casey had a BMW.
Yeah. And
he had a BMW, and we were all rich.
Yeah. And like there was a couple kids that had nice cars in the crew, but
yeah.
And there was a couple kids from the burbs, so like yeah,
but it was a range. It wasn't we weren't all from some shitty block. We weren't all from the Palisades. You know.
No, and there's also like there was a blood in the crew. There was a fucking cholo from I don't know where was fucking homeboy from. Anyway, we had a bunch of randos like from different neighborhoods.
Yeah, for sure.
I remember Rebel used to come to my house.
He was blood.
Yeah, he was blood, and he would pull up to my house in Chicago Bulls gear, red helmet. I go, can you not?
Right.
They're upstairs. Like, can you just not come over looking like? But he's like my homie, and I'm just like, okay, it's up to you. You know.
You're like, I got clothes for you.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, this is.
You got to change real quick.
This is not the place for that outfit.
Here's a blue jumpsuit.
Yeah, but he was Rebel didn't really. He went to the beat of his own drum. Sure. I remember watching him get into an argument with someone at 7-Eleven, and he hawked a loogie in this dude's face. Mm-hmm. And it was maybe one of them. It was so like, I was like so right gross. There watching it. I was like,
you threw up.
It was like, that was one of the worst things I see. I'm like, that is a terrifying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, damn, that's fucking sucks.
Yeah. Well, also that youth culture, like there were like levels of violence that like, I don't have to deal with any of that shit nowadays. Like the only part of graffiti I really deal with is the graffiti part. Yeah. And then like talking to my friends and maybe once in blue moons stealing some spray paint. Cause that's essential. Yeah. And, like I'm cool with like I sort of romanticize that gang culture and that violence lifestyle, but I don't want anything to do with that shit. Yeah. I have no patience for it whatsoever.
Well, when you were younger, you were obsessed with it.
Totally obsessed. Much as anything else, as much as like rap music, punk music, graffiti, like that gang culture, that street life. I was like, so cool.
I remember hearing about things that you were doing, and I was like, and then we probably covered this, but like I grew up around that shit. So I was like, I had a healthy, just like, I had a healthy fear of like what was happening with those dudes.
Right.
And I remember you'd be like, you'd pull up in someone's neighborhood and be like, fuck so-and-so. And just like drive and have them chase you and be like, ah.
I hope I didn't tell this story before I was on here, but there is a specific, dude.
You might have told it. It doesn't matter. Fucking tell it again.
No. I don't want to be a repeat. I don't want to be a rerun. But yeah, there were definitely like, I would, people joke that I should start charging for hood tours.
Hood tours, yeah. You were obsessed.
Like, do you feel like getting shot at today? Like, give GK $50. And
yeah. I know. I guess to you, it was just like, it was, I mean, I think you just always have been an adrenaline junkie, right?
Yeah, back then, for sure. Yeah. Maybe like a smidge nowadays, but it's not nearly the same.
Well, you start to mellow as you get older.
Yeah, but I was like, but those are like the appropriate ages to be like wild. It's like
a lot of hormones.
Adolescence, and your balls are all fucking going crazy all day. And
balls are going crazy, yeah.
Yeah, crazy balls.
Yeah, crazy balls. That'll do it.
Yeah, it's just, I guess, I felt this like strong urge to just like tear shit up.
Yeah, you just one of them instigators, man. You want to get
antagonists.
In the mix. Antagonists. Which also lends itself towards you being, antagonize that mic, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It lends itself towards you being a prolific graffiti writer. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. As a proponent of someone that feels like you should take care of your brain in the same way that you would take care of your broken finger, epididymitis, this is a disease of the soul. Sometimes people, you break the most important and functional organ in your body, and that's your brain. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. What's the right amount of socializing for you, and how do you recharge? How would you thrive around people? Or maybe you can need some more alone time. Maybe you need to go to the movies by yourself and think about your life and not think about anything that will make you feel bad. I've benefited from therapy. We've talked about it. If I didn't have psychotherapy, I would literally be a grease stain on the highway of life. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/PTAngels to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PTAngels. Get some fucking help for your brain because you got to fix it because you're in pain. Know my name. Feeling insane. I can't believe I just broke my brain. Everybody knows. I need some therapy. My guys, you ever lift a little too hard and just forget to apply your daily deodorant or get hit by a truckload of BO from all directions? Yes. Does your 3-in-1 shampoo leave you needing a second shower just a few hours after the first? First of all, men are pretty fucking dumb. 3-in-1 shampoo is stupid. Don't buy a body product that looks like it was made in the Mountain Dew factory. From the founders of Lumi, Mando whole body deodorant is helping men conquer their odor in a new way. Formulated with mandelic acid, Mando has long-lasting 72-hour odor control that actually stops odor before it starts. Best part is you can put Mando on everywhere. Pits, packages, feet, skin folds, back, knees, everywhere. To top it off, Mando's cologne quality scents were created with men in mind. Pro tip, try their best-selling scent, Bourbon Leather. It's a game changer. Once you experience fresher underarms, a fresher package, and fresher feet, you'll never go back. These people are urging you to put deodorant on your dick. This is the test. I smell like shit. I should have respectfully put deodorant on before we got in the car today. I'm sorry, Kat. I apologize to you. I apologize to the film crew. I apologize to my producer, Pastor. And I'm putting on some... It's already... Dude. Okay, legit. Mando. Wait a minute. Wow. Oh, I feel fresher. I feel fresh already. It's fantastic. Actually, literally, I smell like shit. I put this deodorant on. It masked it. And now I don't smell so bad. And it's kind of... I'm impressed. Now I smell like a guy who... took a shower and then walked up Mount Fuji. Mando is seriously safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, packages, grundle, and balls, butt cracks, stinky crevices, stomach folds, and feet. You could rub this in your ass. This is good for pre-jiu-jitsu too, because it's kind of polite. I've found in the jiu-jitsu community that when you're going to roll with another person, the guys that are really good at, like, who've been around a long time, you can tell they put fabric softener on their gi, and sometimes they have a little bit of like something that smells good because you're invariably going to be getting suffocated by like arms and chests and shit. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Mando whole body deodorant is powerful enough for the toughest body odor, but gentle enough to use everywhere, allowing you to put Mando on family jewels without any worry, because Mando is aluminum free, baking soda free, cruelty free, dye free, and vegan. Let's go, because that's what I wanted to know about Mando, because I don't put no Babylon chemicals inside my body. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Luckily, I have a discount code to get you hooked up on my favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off on your starter pack. Use code PTA at shopmando.com, shopmando.com. It's time to smell better naked. Your partner will thank you. Genki desu ka? So how do we feel about the high-rise thing going on?
That's pretty cool.
Because it's gotten into the public like zeitgeist. It's not just a graffiti thing.
Yeah, it was even in Philly. Like, it was on the news out there.
It was on the news in Philly?
It's on the news everywhere. It's national news. I think it's even international news because it's like visually, like, it's like, it looks fucking insane.
It looks crazy. It doesn't look illegal.
It looks like almost like AI.
It looks like AI. Yeah. Yeah, it does. I mean, does anyone know how, like, who was the first up?
I saw, like, they've done, like, things online, who did what first and all this and that. And there weren't names I'd recognize, and no disrespect, but yeah. But yeah, it's sort of like the floodgates opened after like a couple dudes did it. And they were emulating this building that got done in Miami. Yeah. I don't know if people are going to do it again. That was a unique opportunity because there's not often you have 3 40-story tall abandoned towers. Yeah. With ledges that you can paint on.
Do you follow?
It's like perfect storm.
Do you follow some of those accounts that are like graffiti meme accounts, but they kind of make fun of graffiti, but they're obviously writers?
I don't follow any accounts.
Okay. Yes. You don't follow anybody.
I follow the MSK account.
Fair.
But I know what you're talking about. I won't name their names, but because I look at stuff. But,
yeah, it's funny.
I think it's funny. Yeah. I guess it's part of the culture now.
Yeah, it's funny.
Memes, Instagrams, podcasts. Yeah, these are all new elements.
Those are part of the elements of hip hop and graffiti.
Yeah, we're up to like 17.
Yeah, 17 elements. Yeah, you have to master all of them if you really want to like.
That's why I'm here on your podcast. I'm trying to master one of the new ones.
I hear from you that you're starting a podcast. Is that true?
I have an imaginary podcast.
You have an imaginary podcast
in my head.
It's in your mind
that I've talked about for way too long. Yeah, and I've only recorded one conversation.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, but it's busted. It's like it's kind of. I guess it'd be kind of punk because it's like it's not professional. Right. But I got like a few hours with my friend Gray, and he has a very, very interesting story. And a
couple hours is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be broken down. A lot of it's like wonky and it's not recorded correctly. So I'm probably gonna have to re-record it. Right. But I need to get equipment, and I have like I just want to sit down with friends. Yeah. I'll sit down with ops. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Like I just want interesting conversations.
I would see
You know?
this is the show. Okay.
Okay.
It would be sick to sit down and agree before, like, we're not going to fight.
Don't punch me on camera.
Yeah,
there's no camera. It's going to be only audio too.
Okay, even audio.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's not
Just don't punch me.
You bring in
please.
the ops, right? Yeah, and you have it out, but like you make an agreement. Like we're on forum.
What if I'm like full protection? I've got like Knights of the Round Table.
One of those
like,
pumpkin head suits?
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
like I'm a knight.
Yeah.
Like you can't even hit me with a sword.
Yeah,
like,
you're in
nothing,
armor.
Nothing can hurt me. And then we do it.
Yeah, put on armor.
Yeah.
And then go, why are you such a toy?
Why are you such a dick?
Why are you a toy? No, I think that would make for some of the most compelling, like, because look, everyone loves drama and beef.
Yeah.
And it really makes the world go round. And like, if you could get someone that you have beef with and talk to them about the beef. But the problem is, like, fools are knuckleheads and they won't be able to, like, there's just a point when talking just doesn't work anymore.
I mean, yes, no, but I'm also not like of all the crew, I'm probably like bottom tier as far as physically intimidating. So it's not like I'm not going to come at you like let's take this aside. I'm going to be like, all right, so you're going to kick my ass.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's just a given.
Yeah.
Like,
this is not going to work.
Yeah.
So like we can talk, you know, like I have knowledge on the subject.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
true. Yeah.
And you know, whatever. Like a lot of stuff's all water on the bridge at this point anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it'd be great to even talk about old beefs, you know?
Yeah, we can do that.
But then old beefs then become current beefs, and everything gets.
I mean, I got a
rehashed.
couple. I have again, it's all in my mind. I have like this list of people that I would love to just sit down with.
Yeah.
Some people I've never met before.
Yeah.
You know, and it would be cool.
Can
to
you
just
say their names without it being weird?
No, I don't want to.
That's here's a fucked up thing about graffiti.
Because this is already like I'm already put out something that's not even like a real thing.
You know
So,
what
like,
I wanted to do?
Yeah.
You know what I want to do? I want to do a graffiti. I thought about this the other day driving. It's basically like you have someone drive around and shoot footage of graffiti, and it would be a graffiti critique.
Oh yeah.
And you critique everyone's graffiti. The problem is you instantly have beef with someone whose graffiti you don't like.
Well, there was that one thing on Instagram where the guy I think he was like just a square dude, and he would see a wall and he was like, "This is reading graffiti."
Right. He would just read it.
Yeah, but it's like he couldn't. He's like, "This one says Ziplofor."
Right.
You know.
Yeah, like I was on one of my walks and I was walking past a wall and it was like it had there was good shit, there was bad shit.
Yeah.
And there's different styles. There was like there's a guy on a wall, there's a guy named Raid and a guy named Scam. I don't know who they are.
Okay.
But they're good.
Okay.
They have really solid, like, flat like sharp edge throw ups, you know?
Yeah.
And they're clean. Like, you can tell they know how to write graffiti. And I'm looking at their shit. I'm like, that's dope. And then in my mind, I start like looking at all the different styles and being like critiquing it in my head in a funny way. And I'm like, you can't do that. Because then if I diss Floater One, you know, or fucking Siegfried or whatever the fuck the weird name is, then they're going to be pissed. And it's like, and you got beef.
Well, you do anonymous. You have your own troll account, and then it gets out later.
With the fucking fox on the cover.
Yeah.
The
monster voice.
Yeah.
So is the monster voice, is that decodable?
No, you can't unvoice it, I don't think.
Because if in this thing where if I want to do only part of the thing, I don't want people's faces. I think that's like I'm good with that. You know, I just want the stories and to
you know
hear
this
people.
is video. We have 3
No,
cameras.
I understand.
Hi.
But like if people want to stay anonymous,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not trying to put anyone in harm's way.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, and like those also, it's hard to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, but like,
But I also, like, again, like, can like the CIA just like hit a button?
and it's just like my voice. You know,
The CIA, yeah.
I know the CIA is watching.
The
gonna be
CIA is
watching
definitely going after
my
graffiti. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's the biggest problem they have.
I did read a thing about the CIA. The CIA propping up certain artists in the 70s in order to create a economy. I don't know why they did it, but they like supposedly, this is some bullshit, but like the CIA like decided that they were going to make, you know, Jackson Pollock famous. This is what I heard. And
Psychop.
yeah, it's like a psyop. And like
Psyop.
it's supposed to set up to either destabilize something, but I'm like, in either way, whether that's true or not, it is interesting knowing that the CIA is actually out here like manipulating things on such a big scale, and like they are actually, you know, destabilizing economies, creating other economies. Like, and there are things that probably exist in our world that are fucking originally like a CIA psyop. And I'm not conspiracy theorist, not fucking.
No, I get it. It's
trails,
real.
you know.
Yeah,
but,
jet
but
trails.
like, yeah, like white, whatever.
I mean, they're my biggest sponsor for my imaginary podcast.
Chemtrails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
But-
chemtrails, the CIA.
The CIA, yeah.
They give me like $30K
You're a
an
CIA
episode.
plant,
Yeah,
at the end
that's
of
what
the
it
day.
is.
Yeah.
And it is to like make everybody gay. That's what it is. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
That's the CIA's biggest thing. Is
To depopulate.
Yes.
And
yes.
all that stuff.
But like, listen, when they say that there's societies that are not popular, like Japan's not fucking anymore and like they're not making kids, that's great. We don't need more people, right?
I agree.
Let's slow down.
I'm cool with that.
Let's slow down.
I know that makes us part of those people, but
What
like
people?
just like the idea of depopulation stuff. But
Well,
I'm okay.
We're not saying that, you know.
I'm also cool with like there being no humans on the planet. Like I'm all
we're
like,
the worst. We fucked everything.
we're cancer. If you look at cities on like satellite imagery, like it looks like cancer.
it's disgusting.
You know,
It's
like we cap over the ground. We put concrete over everything.
Yeah, yeah.
We fucking shit all over everything. Tear down all the trees.
Yeah.
Like what good are we?
Well, because we're everything.
We consume.
There's
and
no
crush.
Yeah, there's no sense of, in the face of capitalism, which is, I think, an American construct. There's no sense of anything beyond just getting more money and stuff.
Get money.
And then that is what China's after. That's what all these, so, and like, even Brazil, they're like strip mining. They're strip mining hundreds of thousands of fucking miles of like valuable
right now
rainforest.
While we're sitting here.
Yeah, while we're sitting here. And like, dude, there's like rivers clogged with plastic bottles. Like I see it.
It's sad, right?
And I'm like, it makes me like genuinely like, it's fucking so sad.
Yeah, what are we?
And we're just like, and I'm a part of it. We're all part of it. You have an iPhone with this blood on your hand.
So my dumb hippie theory that I only heard people repeat recently with the towers in downtown LA, is that I've never really felt guilty about graffiti.
Yeah,
because I think like humans are the graffiti on the planet.
Yeah,
of just like tearing shit up without regard.
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna get upset about painting a freeway wall.
Right.
Like it's a fucking wall on a shitty fucking car river. That's like spewing fucking toxic fucking air. Car river. Not gonna feel bad about that ever.
Yeah.
So like who's to say who owns what? Like it's all fucking crap.
Yeah. It's all dog shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was positive.
Well, no, it's true. Like, listen, when I see like, I don't know. It definitely like, it's such a stupid trite thing to say, but like animals and trees and all these things, like they're just trying to exist. They're just trying to do their thing, and we're just like we're making them crazy.
We're the only part of it that doesn't. So if you take a fucking the top predator out of the food chain, the ones below it they overpopulate, right?
Right.
You take the bottom thing that everyone's feeding on, take that out, and all these ones are going to starve.
Yeah.
If humans disappeared, like in the fucking mothership, like voila.
Yeah.
Earth is like sick. That was fucking finally that's done.
Yeah.
No one's going to miss us.
And nature comes back fast.
Exactly.
It starts getting grown over.
All those like sci-fi movies where like Manhattan's like got trees growing out of the fucking sky. I know it is.
There's like
funny.
Deer going through the fucking Lower East
I Am
Side.
Legend.
Yeah.
All that. Yeah.
So sick. I love that. I just love
Smith.
that. I don't know, man. It's fucked. And it's just like, I don't know how. I mean, I know how this shit happens. Like like a company started. Like say some company in the fucking 1800s is like, we're gonna make sugar,
right?
And they're like, we're making sugar, and then the technology is invented to make the sugar and to mill the sugar better, and then the technology grows, and then they're making sugar, and then they're making other things, and then all of a sudden, like a couple hundred years later, they're making chemicals that taste like sugar, or they own 10 other companies.
Yeah.
Metastasize, it gets bigger and bigger, and then you get a job there because you want to fucking have a nice car and a beautiful house, and you go to fucking Harvard, and then you become the CEO.
You're part of the problem,
and then you're responsible because you're just trying to be a part of the fucking machine of like you're responsible for killing like entire species of animals based on like. Because we need Coca-Cola. Does that make any sense?
That makes perfect. I mean, we've had throughout history, like the cinnamon wars. Like, man, people got murked over cinnamon.
Yeah,
and it's just fucking cinnamon. But like that was the version, a few hundred years ago. Yeah. We have our own versions now.
Yeah,
like
well, it's by the same token that you can be inside of a state, right, that is doing horrible and crazy shit, and that state is like
deep state.
No, like let's say you're in an imaginary country and there's mandatory. There's mandatory enrollment in their armed forces, and then you're following orders, and you're just doing like you're carrying out like horrendous fucking crimes.
What are you talking about right now?
Nothing.
Okay.
And I can't not talking about anything. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Imaginary state.
An imaginary state that
you just made up that doesn't exist.
Just made up doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But like I get it. Like listen, if I tell Jesse over here, and I'm like I need you to go down the street and like fucking. I don't know, like break this guy's windows, right? And he's like, "Fuck, I want to keep my job." Like that's in the hierarchy of what they call it.
Then you fire him. You fire him?
Yeah, if like you don't break this guy's window, I'm gonna fire you.
Yeah,
like, he's just like, I guess I gotta.
Fuck, or get a new job.
Yeah, or get a new job, and like no, it's just up the chain. Like and it's like you're either part of the system.
And that's the thing. So it's like we're bitching and complaining. We complain about our phones. We're sitting on our phones all day.
Yeah.
Like unless you're like willing to like
Yeah.
move out to the middle of fucking nowhere, get a homestead, have your fucking cow and chicken and pig, and like grow your own food and like breastfeed your own child.
What am
you
I
know,
gonna
like
do with all my time?
well, also we don't even know how to do that shit anymore. We're so detuned. Like
Dude,
zombie apocalypse, we're fucked.
Bro.
You know, like once the fucking grid goes down, we're fucking through. We're like, what do we do? Like
you put me in a space with like a pig and a hoe and some seeds, I'm gonna die. Like I don't know how to get anything out of that pig. Like I guess I'll try.
Yeah.
You know, I'll do my best, but like I don't know anything.
I'll just hang out with the pig. Pigs are pretty cool.
Yeah, pigs are pretty cool. I do think about apocalyptic scenarios, and then I'm like, I don't actually have any skills. Like all my skills are like in storytelling and media and painting and doing all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, does that transfer into making food? No.
No, I'm worthless. Yeah. I'm like first wave of people to die. I'm either first wave of people to die or I'm like murk myself.
You're not first wave. No, you're not because you're a graffiti writer.
Oh, but what am I going to do? I can't.
Yeah,
I can make a sandwich. You know,
yeah, but you'll be amongst there will be the chaff. There will be the people who are literally veal who are going to get the first wave. They're going to get cooked.
Okay.
People that are a little scrappy and know people in the city. You know, like I'm talking about like the guy that has some mid-level job and like fucking
the office job.
Yeah, he's got a mid-level office job. He's kind of miserable. He's got a couple terrible kids and a horrible bored wife, and he's got a fucking some sort of mid-level semi-luxury car, and he just does something pushing buttons, and he eats like terrible food. Like those guys are cooked because they don't have a network. They've never been in any dog shit. They're not going to react well under pressure. So those guys are the first wave is done now. And also what's going to happen very quickly is like gangs are going to gangs are already gangs.
Well, militias in general, like whether you're like talking about East LA street gangs or like fucking white dudes and lifted pickup trucks in Montana.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
militias will be formed. People that are in groups will draw those groups tighter. You know. And it'll be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But maybe we just blow our heads off.
Yeah,
no, it's not gonna be fun.
No, it's gonna suck. And it's gonna suck for like if you have like an old mom that lives like 1,000 miles away.
Oh yeah, and there's no phones.
And there's no phones.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, she's been ravaged by.
Or your kid lives 30 miles away. And you're like, how do I get my kid? Yeah, like all those things are gonna suck, dude.
Yeah, 30-mile journey to get
like
to
300
his dad
miles.
is 9 weeks of how he has to go through the wasteland.
Yeah, all that stuff.
And you're like, God damn, I spent all my time doing fill-ins. I should have learned how to sharpen his stick.
So in my dumb egotistical mind, I've thought about this scenario.
Yeah.
And been like I survived the first wave, and it's like I am legend, dude. It's like there's like 50 of us in all Los Angeles, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm up like a motherfucker. Like I hit the Home Depot. I crush that shit, dude.
And
I'm hitting a lot of hot street corners.
There's guys left who care. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, the rest of the world's like, we're dying for one fucking almond.
I'm like doing the front of freeway signs.
Yeah, you're like, I'm free.
There's no traffic. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like.
I mean, do you remember were you here in COVID or you were in Philly? I
was in Philly.
Well, there was a moment in the lockdown where it was like nobody, like the freeway was empty.
So weird.
The freeway was empty. The sky became beautiful because like it was like a week off of driving and things started getting better. It was so crazy. I was like, wait a minute.
Can you imagine?
Like a week of not driving and like the air got better. Like the trees look.
The earth itself was breathing better.
Was like, oh, finally we get a break.
Yeah.
So just mercilessly just getting butt fucked by just like human just toxicity, right? It was just like, the earth was like, oh, I can relax for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And I remember being like, this is amazing. This is like great.
I'm saying the earth doesn't need us.
No. This is why the Marvel movies with Thanos, they had it. He was the hero.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually, those are actually like anti-hero movies because those people are retarded. Like,
can't say that word.
Oh yeah. They're stupid.
Yeah. Stupid is retarded?
No.
That's the same?
No. Retarded is I don't know what that means.
Fuck, dude.
I've never said anything right. But Thanos was right, man. I would take the bet. I've said that before. Do the snap, eliminate half of everybody. I'll lose some of my loved ones if we can just like have a better existence and start from scratch.
Is that going to work though? Because we have record of mass extinctions before,
and we just make it worse.
Yeah. I think this might be the worst. At least what we have record of.
This might be the worst time. I mean, I think every time in history that's closer to now is the worst time in history. It just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, but we have crap that like whatever the past civilizations were, like they didn't have plastic.
Yeah.
You know, that plastic's gonna be around for like multi extinctions.
It's
you
crazy.
know?
And we're just now like, America's just like, yeah, maybe we should do electric cars or do this. And like, dude, Brazil and China are still going ham. They're not going to ever slow down. So there's no way out.
How about no cars?
Yeah, how about no cars? Just bikes.
And we make little villages and you have to walk to work.
What's work? There's no more work.
Well, that's the olden times before there are cars. Like I travel 60 miles a day for work, you know, like what if I just work 2 blocks away from my house?
It's just villages, but everyone has the same, like there's like an OnlyFans village where just like, there's just people making OnlyFans. We're still doing the same things, but it's just like little hubs, you know, no one can, no, they just, you make commuting to work illegal. That's how you fix the world.
Okay, cool.
You know what? I don't commute. I live very close to my office. So maybe I'm part of the solution.
Well, I commute, and I have a work van that has a bunch of crap in it that I couldn't walk down the street with.
Because you're trying to feed your kids.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is what's been presented. And you know what? Maybe the paint, maybe those gallons of paint they're using to paint, and maybe every time you use a bucket of paint, you kill a dolphin. But you know what? Fucking Diego's got to eat. He needs new shoes.
It's true. It's like we're trapped in the system, like we said, man.
He needs.
I'm not willing to start the homestead. I'm just going to stay here and look at fat asses online, and I'm just another pig like everybody else.
We're all in the pit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
caught up in the mosh.
Yeah, I hope that I would love to believe that, you know, Kat of the younger generation who just left, maybe they have a solution because we fucked it.
I think they're worse.
Yeah, they don't give a shit, right?
Nah, they're so detuned and pacified.
Yeah, I think they're checked. I think the entire world.
This is some old head conversation too.
Huh?
This is an old head conversation about the youth, not being in tune.
Well, we fucked it. Well, we didn't fuck it. The people before us fucked it. But like, maybe it's just maybe at the end of the day, it's just all about sex.
I think so. That's one of the things we're hardwired for.
Hardwired, just like maybe
our
this
weird
is the only
thing
that actually matters is just like.
It's another weird thing that doesn't make sense. We're just like pre-programmed. We're just like, I guess this is what I'm into.
Everything is actually about sex. Like everything you do is like
and reproduction.
On some level is like, yeah, so you can
stick it in something or have something stuck in you.
Yeah. Put it in. Or when's the last time you saw MacGruber?
It's been a minute. How did that lead to that?
Well, because there's a scene in MacGruber where he goes, I'll let you, he goes, you want me to fuck you or you can fuck me? I'll let you do whatever you want. I got white out. Like listen, I watch MacGruber. I forget about it.
Mm-hmm. Then watch it again.
And I watch it again. And every time I watch it, it's so funny. It's one of the funniest movies. It's in the top 10. And the top 10 is...
That's saying a lot because you're super into movies.
Dude, comedies, MacGruber, other guys, Step Brothers. Like real comedies where you're crying.
Yeah.
Where you're like... I watched MacGruber the other night by myself and was laughing. By myself. Just laughing. Like it is one of the most brilliant, funniest movies. And I don't know, like... Again, sometimes like people won't be able to access it because it's based on like a thing. It's based on MacGyver, which people don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't understand the character.
So it's like prophetic, like Idiocracy?
Idiocracy is great. No, it's not prophetic. Idiocracy is amazing. Idiocracy is funny, but not in the way that, not laugh out loud funny. It's funny like it's funny.
It's
and
tragic funny.
Yeah. It's also like.
We all drink Gatorade and.
Right. But I would take that. I was telling someone on a podcast the other day, like I will take that president over our options.
Didn't he like win a radio fucking contest or something?
Yeah, Macho. His name's like Macho Camacho. He has like a gold AK and he's buff. Like
that's pretty sick. I mean, what are our next two presidents going to be anyway?
It's Trump or Biden. They won't let anyone else run.
Break, dude.
It's like dog shit or dog shit. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like they're both.
And I don't want either.
Evil.
Yeah.
Like
they're both idiots. And they both can't get a full sentence. And
no, I mean Trump can get a lot of sentences in because he's fucking jacked up on fucking Adderall. But like Biden's just a cicada husk. Like he's just like
basically
he's like a piece of corn. He's just like and they're evil.
They both just suck, and it's like, and they have. I mean, one side, the Biden side doesn't have much fanfare, but the other side has massive fanfare, which is like so fucking tragic.
He's so good at whipping those fuckers up.
They love it, dude.
It's crazy. They love it.
And it's so weird to think that like a rich kid that doesn't give a fuck about anybody.
A rich kid
that has all these like working class, middle America people convinced that he's on their side.
A rich asshole.
Sorry to get political.
Spit.
Yo, he'll burn the fuck out of you too. You know what I mean?
He's a fucking rich kid who's fucked up everything, every chance he's had. He fails upwards his entire life. He's literally a rapist.
Yes, and he's a weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
And also, he'll burn anybody. So it's like,
he'll burn anybody.
So let's say, born and raised, you guys want to do a collaboration with Trump,
which we do.
And he's like, I got this great idea, and you're like, I got a great idea too. And he's like, all right,
we should manufacture in China.
Well, that's the thing. So it's like they'll make you fork all this money, you pay all your workers, you pay all your supplies, and you're like, all right, I'm out the pocket like $500,000.
Yeah.
And then you know that on the other side, homeboy's going to give you $2 million. I'm making all this shit up. He'll give you $2 million.
Yeah.
And when you get to that point, he's like, this is garbage. I don't pay for garbage.
Yeah.
And just burn you and fucking run you into the motherfucking ground. And you got to file for bankruptcy and sell your fucking house and sell your everything. And you're just like homeless on the street. And then he calls you a scumbag 'cause you're dirty and you don't smell good.
Yeah.
And it was your fault every single time.
He's a piece of shit who wouldn't piss on the working class. I mean, neither would Biden, but like
I know.
But Trump
fucking both
has them wrapped around his fucking finger, and
Dude,
like I think it's
they literally think he's a messiah.
Yeah, but
literally
it's because there's no options. Like
yeah, but I just think it's a cult of personality type thing,
Yeah.
and people are so wrapped up in it, and they like fall in love, and this like we have this like hero like worship out here, and I love his like his merch. Like him, like is the Tyrannosaurus Rex, or him is like
him is Rambo,
Rambo, the Terminator. That shit's fucking golden. I don't know if they do it out here, but in Pennsylvania, you'll be in rural Pennsylvania on the side of like a road, and someone's just like posted up, and they got like $5,000 worth of fucking Trump merch and flags, and that's their shit. They just sit out there all fucking day and sell Trump merch, and business is booming.
motherfuckers didn't even care about politics before he came around.
I know.
You
all
know,
these
like,
dudes, all of a sudden, well, it's this weird thing. He speaks to them, and he's just like
he galvanized them. Well, because he just shoots from the hip. I mean, when I say that, I'm not saying that in a congratulatory way. I'm saying that like he just says whatever the fuck he wants.
He thinks with his mouth though, not his fucking head.
Yeah, he says whatever he wants. He just says crazy. He barely makes sense.
And that's the thing too. It's like I think a lot of these people are jealous. They're like, I want to be able to say whatever I want.
Yeah.
I want to be able to grab a chick by the cooch.
Yeah.
And nothing happened to me. I want to do all these wild things, and there's no repercussions whatsoever. Nothing happens to me. Teflon Don for a reason. You know what I mean?
No, it's crazy.
I want to make some stupid ass sneakers that nobody would wear ever, and then like convince myself that they're awesome.
It's so dirty. And then Biden too is like there's no.
I hate him. I
He's
hate every
not
word
even
that comes
alive.
out of both these guys' fucking mouths.
Yeah, I know.
It's so fucking painful. But I'm dying for a fucking debate between the two. Because it's gonna be because last time 4 years ago, that shit sucked, and that was impossible to watch. It's gonna be so much worse this time.
Well, Biden's battery has lost like 50% more power.
He might be a fucking.
And Trump is just getting more powerful. He's just like he's wired.
Oh, he's fucking. He's emboldened.
It's crazy. These assholes never die. Like how does he keep going?
They're both gonna be alive another 40 years. Each one of them.
Yeah, they're gonna keep him alive. Like Trump is unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like how does he have? And then someone I remember when
it's because he doesn't jack off. You know that whole thing with him.
What he doesn't? What do you mean he doesn't jack off?
Yeah. So years ago, so when I lived in New York, I'd hold on. I would listen to Stern all the time, and he'd have Trump on all the time.
Yeah, Trump was there all the time.
And like one of the things, and like Stern always tries provocative questions. He always wants to talk about sex, like how many girls you banging now, or whatever the hell it was, right? And like Stern asks like Trump, he's like, so how often you jack off? And Trump's like, never.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean never? Like never, not often? He's like, I've never jacked off.
Okay.
And you're like, what? Like how? You're the only man.
That's impossible.
Like, and he's like, no, it's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
And I'm like, I can't trust this man. This is something.
Well,
something's
he
wrong
also
with
has
him.
a theory about exercise, and he thinks that your body has a set amount of energy.
Well, that was the thing with jacking off. Like he's like so many bullets in the fucking chamber.
You want to save it for
the clip,
some
whatever.
special person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for some lucky motherfucker.
Oh, lucky lady.
Yeah.
Lucky
I mean,
foreign
it's
lady.
crazy because even when he was president and Melania was like Melania's face when he just was like she
hates him so bad.
Hates him so much, and she has to listen to this guy.
She's like, God fucking damn it, dude.
But here's the one thing about Trump. The one thing about him is this. Here's the one thing I'll give him. What you see is what you get. The problem is people like what they see, and that's fucked up.
Yes and no, though. But it's like he's gonna have a conversation with you and tell you whatever you want to hear, and the next guy's gonna come in and say, "Fuck that guy that was in here before." He's like, "I agree with you completely."
Yeah, but he's clearly that guy. If you can't see it, you're fucking stupid.
Oh no, I get it. That's part of the things I don't understand. It's like it's like the biggest scam.
Well, they love
ever.
The thing is, like, he really did a good job at like this, like dog whistle, like subtle racism. Not even subtle, just straight up racism. Like he can't lose. He goes.
Black. Is that my black over there?
Is that my black over there? He goes, yeah. He goes, when the light. He said something about the lights going off and black people. I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? The guy said the guy was on tape saying, grab them by the pussy and still won.
Yeah,
crazy. He's he goes, I can walk down Main Street. And
I know, it's amazing. It doesn't matter, dude. He can say even wilder shit. And nothing's gonna matter. Nothing fucking matters.
Yeah, it's all a joke. We're all fucked.